Today you are in luck because you are going to be able to learn the 5 most brutal traps versus any opponent who dares to play d4 against you on the first move. If you enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's jump straight into the first trap. The first trap I'm going to be showing you guys comes from the Budapest Gambit and has been played thousands upon thousands of times. It starts off with the moves d4, knight f6, c4 and e5, the Budapest Gambit, and in this trap white is going to capture our pawn on e5 and we're going to jump our knight to e4. After this, white is going to try and kick our knight out with the move f3, but now we're going to play this lovely move bishop b4 check, giving white 2 options: either block with the knight or block with your bishop. I'm going to show you guys what to do when either of those happen. First of all, if white blocks with their bishop, we have this beautiful queen h4 check on the white king. And here, white has only one legal option, to block with their pawn on g3, just like so. And this allows us to play the beautiful, brilliant knight takes g3, sacrificing a full knight. And when they capture our knight back, we have queen takes g3 checkmate in 7 moves. However, they don't have to take our knight back and can instead capture our bishop for free, just like so. Well, it turns out we actually have knight e4 discovered checkmate, because now our queen is giving a check on the king and the knight also blocks the escape route, just like so. That is what happens if they block with the move bishop d2 over here. Instead, they could also play the move knight c3, just like so. If they do this, simply capture the knight. If they wish to capture your piece back, simply fork the king and the rook, just like so, and you're totally winning. Now time for trap number 2. The second trap I will be showing you guys is a beautiful checkmate in just 8 moves with the Englund Gambit. It starts off with the moves d4, e5, the Englund Gambit, and they're going to capture our pawn on e5. And so we're going to attack it with the move knight c6. They're going to defend with knight f3, but we're going to add even more pressure with the move queen e7. After this, white is going to defend it once more with their bishop on f4, and this allows us to play our beautiful triple fork with the move queen b4 check. If white decides to play the best move and save their bishop and also block the check, they will play the move bishop d2, but this means we can play queen takes b2, equaling material for the time being. Now, white does have a few options, but in this trap, white decides to play the move bishop c3, attacking our queen and also defending their rook, just like this. But this allows us to play the awesome bishop b4, pinning white's bishop to their own king, also making our queen safe from capture. White might decide to try and get rid of this pin with a move such as queen d2, and after this we're simply going to capture the bishop on c3, and when they capture back with their queen on c3, we can sneak into the back rank on c1 and deliver checkmate in just 8 moves. The third trap I'm going to be showing you guys is a famous and truly phenomenal trap in the Albin Counter-Gambit. It starts off with the moves d4, d5 and c4, the Queen's Gambit, and we're going to respond with the lovely move e5, sacrificing a pawn in the center of the board. And when white accepts, we can thrust our pawn forward to d4, and when white proposes a trade with the move d3 with a trade of pawns, we instead play the beautiful move bishop b4 check. Now, the most common move is the defensive move bishop d2, blocking the check with their bishop. But what we're going to do is we're going to say no, 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 and instead capture the pawn on e3 and sacrifice a full bishop on b4, just like this. Now, as you may see, there is a pawn hanging on f2, which would then lead to a check on the king, and that is precisely what we're going to take. We're going to take the pawn on f2 and give white 2 options. First of all, if they capture our pawn on f2 with their king, they simply lose their queen on d1 straight away, and that is how you can win a queen in just 7 moves. But instead, if white wishes to hold on to their queen with the move king e2, we now have the phenomenal pawn takes g1 and promotes to a knight, giving a check on the white king. And when white captures back with their rook, just like so, we have the incredible bishop g4 check on the king. And wherever the white king moves next, we take the queen on the next move, and we're totally winning in just 9 moves. Now time for trap number 4. The fourth trap I will be showing you guys has been played tens of thousands of times and also comes out of the Budapest Gambit, just like I showed you in the first trap. Except after the normal moves d4, knight f6, c4, e5, them capturing, instead of us playing the move knight e4, which we did in the first trap, I'm also going to show you guys a trap when you decide to play the move knight g4 instead. After this, white is going to continue with the most common move, which has been played nearly 3 million times, the move knight f3. And after this, we're going to offer white a pawn with the move d6. When they capture, we're simply going to recapture with our bishop, also developing our bishop and readying to castle in the middle game. But as you will see, that is not going to happen, and the game is going to get very, very crazy very, very quickly. After the move h3, trying to kick out our knight by white. But instead here of retreating it, we are simply going to sacrifice it on f2, forking the rook on h1 and also the queen on d1. So here, white's only real option is to simply capture back to save their rook and their queen, just like so. But what they fail to realize is that we have the beautiful bishop sacrifice on g3, and white's only real best move here is to capture our bishop on g3, as they can't go back to d1 with their king to defend their queen, and we simply capture the queen on the next move, and we're up a queen in just 8 moves. Now time for the final trap. The final trap I will be showing you guys has been played over 50,000 times and starts off with the Queen's Gambit with the moves d4, d5 and c4. After this, we're going to go with the Queen's Gambit declined with the move e6, and they're going to continue with knight c3, and we're going to play the lovely move knight f6. After this, white is going to try and pin our knight to our queen with the lovely move bishop g5, and we're simply going to reinforce our knight with the move knight bd7, just like so. After this, white is going to release the tension in the middle of the board with the move c takes d5, and we're going to capture back with our pawn on the e file, just like so. However, white now is going to try and be clever and think that they now have won a free pawn, because when we capture back, they simply win our queen, right? Well, no, because we have the beautiful bishop b4 check, and white's only legal move is to block with their queen on d2, where after we will simply capture the queen on d2, their best move is to capture back, and we simply capture the bishop on d8, and we're simply up a piece in 9 moves and totally winning. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video, and best of luck with these traps. Bye bye.